That's all from this heterogeneous edition of QI. So it's good night from Jack, Phil, Ross, Alan and me. And I leave you with this. Good night. It's an anatomy lesson. In order to accustom medical students to the business of getting used to dead human flesh, an anatomy professor basically said to the class, look, you've got to get used to doing this. I need one of you students to come forward. You're first year. He stood him by the body and said, you've got to do what I do. And he put his finger up the rectum of this dead body, like that, and then just sucked it. Said, I know, but you've got to learn how to be a doctor. So this medical student put his finger up like that, went like that. He said, the other thing about being a doctor is you must be observant. I put my middle finger up the rectum and sucked my index. Thank you and goodbye. Danny, Sean and Alan, and I leave you with this observation from Will Rogers. The trouble with practical jokes is that very often they get elected. Thank you and good night. So all that's left is for me to thank Joe, Jimmy, Jack and of course Alan. And I leave you with this thought about being human and being happy. If you really want to be happy, all you have to do is say, I am beautiful. So I want you all tonight to go and look at the mirror and say, Stephen Fry is beautiful. Good night. Sean, Ross and Alan. I leave you with this piece of wisdom from Homer Simpson. Weaseling out of things is important to learn. It's what separates us from the animals, except the weasel. Thank you and good night. Well, it only remains for me to thank Rich, Phil, Andy and Alan to leave you with this at a dinner for Sir Harold and Lady Macmillan, hosted by the de Gaulles at the Élysée Palace. Lady Dorothy asked Madame de Gaulle if, after all her husband's many achievements, there was anything that she still wanted. Yes, said the First Lady of France, a penis. Which the General leaned over and whispered discreetly, no, my dear, in English it is pronounced happiness. Good night. That's all from the stomach-churning edition of QI. So it's good night from Chris, Sean, Dara, Alan and me. And one final word of advice. If you can't be a good example, try to be a horrible warning. Good night. Thank you. Good night from Eddie, Danny, Bill and Alan and myself. And now it's time to bolt the door, drink up your cocoa, and then off to bed with a lot of you. But not before I snuggle down with this thought from a recent survey. 30 years ago, 65% of men on leaving their house kissed their wife goodbye. Today, 88% of men, when they leave their wife, have to kiss their house goodbye. Good night. Well, so it's thanks from David, Jeremy, Ross, Alan and me, and I leave you with this thought from Mark Twain. Be careful about reading health books, he said. You may die of a misprint. Take care and good night. Well, it only remains for me to thank Sandy, Rob, Fred and Alan and to leave you with this timely proverb about the dangers of overreaching yourself and ambition. The higher a monkey climbs, the more you can see of its bottom. Good night. It's good night from Claire, Jimmy, Dara and Alan. I leave you with this thought from Rita Mae Brown. If the world was truly a rational place, it would be men who rode side saddle. Thank you and good night. All that's left for me to do is to thank Rich, Rob, Bill and, of course, Alan, and I leave you with this. As the extremely fragile jazz singer Billie Holiday said, Mom and Pop were just a couple of kids when they got married. He was 18, she was 16, and I was 3. Good night. That's all from QI, so it's good night from Ronnie, Robert, Phil, Alan and me, and I will leave you with this thought. You will tune in again next week. You will. Good night. That's all from this historic edition of QI, so it's good night from Sandy, Rob, David, Alan and me. I leave you with Winston Churchill's remark to Stanley Baldwin in the House of Commons. History will say that the right honourable gentleman was wrong, he remarked. I know it will, because I shall write the history. Good night. Well, it would be no kind of Christmas party if it didn't end with tricks and japes and larks of all kinds. So, have you got a trick or a jape lined up, Alan?
I have something, yes.
Ooh, who are you going to play it on?
If I could ask Lee to be my Debbie McGee.
I'm not falling for this again.
Take it away.
Come on.
Oh.
This is my equipment, Lee. If I could ask you to lie in the box, your head at that end, please.
This is like the time you told me to smell your hanky. It's chloroform.
Oh, chloroform, thank God.
All the way back, if you don't mind. So, all the way in. Just tuck yourself in under there.
I've gone soaring. I didn't see that.
Just look this way, concentrate on the audience, smile at the audience. You're very happy, you're relaxed.
Oh, yeah, I'm having the time of my life.
Are you sure you're all the way in?
Are you sure you know what you're doing? Oh, hello. I can see why Phil Jupiters wasn't invited on this week. Ow! Ow!
Maybe I should have had Daniel, I don't know.
I think that would have been more sensible.
I can't feel my legs.
I used to play a magician's assistant, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Ow, that's the bit.
Just try and relax.
Oh, my God.
Whoa! Yes!
Are you ready? Just relax, it won't hurt at all. Are you all right?
What?
I said, are you all right?
Hey, cross me now, you're cutting me belly, you know.
Wow.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, don't worry, you've worked with all the professionals, haven't you? Douglas Bader and Heather Mills. I'm under stress.
Let's just see. Can you... There's his arm. Yes.
The arm's not the bit I'm worried about.
Yes, that's fine. Here we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if this has worked...
Oh, my word!
Oh, yeah! Look at
Brilliant! Alan Jonas and the glamorous Lee Mack, ladies and gentlemen. Well, all I can say...
Oh, God, surely you don't leave it like that.
You just hang there for the moment, Lee, and we will see. It's going to be hard to top, boys. Can you do something similar?
Well,
Graham.
Come with me, Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh,
Now,
I say.
This did seem like a good idea. So,
Right.
if you want to
Shall I?
kneel down there.
Right.
There, now. Okay. This feels very wrong, doesn't it? Children are watching and sobbing. What's he doing?
They're crying.
He found Dorothy, now he's killing Harry Potter. Okay.
Daniel, you have...
You all right there?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Daniel, have you
That feels about
finished
right, yeah.
both of the Harry Potter films by now?
Hey, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
They can usually finish them without
Yes.
you.
I'm so bad at this, I was about to lean through. That's not... you all right, though? You comfortable?
Oh, yes, it's lovely. Thank
OK,
you.
nothing can go wrong. Wouldn't it be awful if you... No, because you know what I mean? We had the stuff about the bullets and the fouling
It could happen.
thing.
It could go wrong.
And suddenly there'll be some story about... And then Graham got distracted by a bright light. And no, he's dead. No. Have I done... I think I've done it all right. You live on in films forever.
Drum roll.
OK, here we go. So, 3, 2...
On that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Graham. You saw it here. It'll be on YouTube before you can speak, but my goodness me. On that bombshell, it's thanks to Lee and Alan. And it's thanks to Graham and the late Daniel Radcliffe.